I did not realize, and thank you for bringing that to my attention, all of our attention, that purple was the color for Alzheimer's memory. I'm also wearing purple, but it's for a different reason. I'm with the Kentucky Purple Star Award program. And in the military world, purple is that color that represents all branches of service. So it's still purple, though, for different causes. So I'm here today just to briefly, hi, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Steve Cambron. I'm with the Department of Behavioral Health, Developmental and Intellectual Disabilities, and I'm also the co-project director of the Purple Star Award program. So I'm just going to give you some updates. Anybody here not been to a meeting where I've talked about Purple Star? We all got, okay. Just real quick, the Purple Star program is a program that is, the goal of the program is to develop an extra support system for our military connected youth. It happens in the schools, and it happens primarily by designating a liaison in that school and training that liaison so that they will be attuned to the kinds of challenges that our military connected youth in Kentucky go through, such as frequent deployments of one or possibly both parents or a loved one, frequent changes of school due to parents being in the branches of service where they move around a lot. So we know that all of those are stressors. So they're stressors for behavioral health issues, and they're also stressors for risk factors for substance abuse. Or I should say substance misuse, excuse me. So I'm just gonna give you some updates here real quick. So this is, this was at Greenup Argolite Elementary, and it was a funny story. All those they were really cool kids, and I learned very quickly that because I do the kind of the same speech at the award ceremonies when I hand the award to the principal, and so I will always I'll ask like, well, why do we call it Purple Star? And that's supposed to be a rhetorical question, but when you're a fifth grader, right? You don't know what a rhetorical question is. So I had like 20 hands out in the audience shot up, and so I had to go around with a microphone. I only got 3 or 4, but it was fun. They were a great group of kids. So they were, along with 20 other schools, were part of our spring cohort. And I think I mentioned this last time I was here, we're up to 92 schools now. So here's some really exciting updates. The last time I was here, we had talked about this House Bill 469 was in the pipeline. It's enabling legislation. It just basically defines what the Purple Star program is. It recognizes its value and lays out the requirements for schools to apply. And when I was here, I believe that was in February, we didn't know which way it was going to go, and I'm happy to report that it was signed by the governor on, I think, the last day of the legislative session. Along with that, we had a couple of proclamations by the governor. The one is the Purple Up Day, which was in April, month of the military child. And the governor's mansion was lit up in purple. It was a nice thing to do. And then we had month of the military child, made that official. That's a national thing, and it was made official here in Kentucky with this second proclamation. We had a t-shirt design contest. So when we designed our first t-shirt, of course, we didn't have any Purple Star schools. So we just got together with our advisory council and said, okay, this looks good, but we didn't have any youth input. So we decided to go back, and now that we have these 92 schools and we've got all these kids in the Purple Star schools, we put it out there, and we had a contest both for high school, elementary, and middle school. And so these were the 3 winners. So we had a review process, and what's going to happen is these designs are going to be put on the t-shirts, and those t-shirts will go out and be part of our new kind of our new PR thing. And we'll give schools the option, we'll give them the prints, and then they can print their own. So all of those kids that, every kid that submitted, we had like 20, I think, submissions. Everybody got something. The 3 winners got some gift cards. So we're looking forward to getting those T-shirts out. Just last month, Miss America, Masden Marsh, came to Chenoweth Elementary. She came to Chenoweth Elementary. The big reason being is that, one, they're a Purple Star school, and 2, Chenoweth Elementary is also in the Global Game Changers Network. And the last time I was here, I was talking about this partnership, which you see that on the side, with Global Game Changers. The executive, Heather French Henry, is actually connected with that, and she's actually in the picture there somewhere. Yeah, there she is in the end. So they developed a lesson plan, just a lesson that is not only for military connected youth, but for all youth into school, to kind of promote a better understanding among those non-military kids of what their military connected peers are going through. So in honor of that, Miss America came to Chenoweth and did a presentation, and then formally announced, our partnership with Global Game Changers. That resource is now available on the website, so it is out there. We hope to have it available to announce it to our Purple Star schools so we can get it to them very soon. In kind of a couple of other resources that we've been promoting, as you know, my division, of course, has been helping to distribute the K-span lock boxes, and we continue to do that. But this year, we've designated a certain number of those lock boxes, which is that thing there on the left to keep your prescription medication, primarily opioids and things like that. We've designated a certain number of those lock boxes to go to either military-connected families of Purple Star schools, or if you're in a region where you might not have very many or none Purple Star schools, then that would go to any military family of need, right? So those are specially designated for those military-connected families. And then over there on the, I guess that's your left, or your right, those are gun locks. And so we got a supply of gun locks from I believe that's the Rex Robley Center in Louisville. So we're going to be distributing those out as well. And again, those are specially designated for military-connected families. So, and those will be distributed out through our regional prevention center to our Purple Star schools. We just completed our second Purple Star Liaison survey. I'm happy to report that we had much better participation. We're still not where we want to be, but it was much more robust than last year. And so I'm not going to go through all of these questions that we ask on the training. And this particular one is in the past year. How did you help, or what kind of assistance did you provide your school or a military-connected family? The 3 there that are in red, I think, are worth noting. 20% of those liaisons said that they addressed a substance use or a behavioral health challenge with one of their military-connected students. And that's good because that's one of the primary objectives of the program, because it starts in with an acknowledgement that this population has higher behavioral health issues and substance use disorder than their non-military peers. So that was a good sign. 46% of those liaisons said they aided an individual family, and we don't know exactly what that looks like, but they offered some support in some way. And then a little bit over half said they aided an individual student. So that could have been with a problem Maybe a student was missing his or her parent, or is having some academic problems related to maybe some stresses with a parent being deployed or something like that. But so we know we're on the right track. So we do this survey every year. So we're tracking the data over time. And some of the other quotes, we just let the liaisons kind of tell us what their takeaways are. And so you have a few selected ones there. There was actually, unfortunately, some active duty parents were killed in action, and they were, able to aid the family with resources. I like this one. I've received so many emails, have been stopped in the hallway by our families thanking me for letting this be part of their lives, be addressed. And encouraging as well, I've noticed an uptick in students who are ready and willing to speak about their own family members who have served, and an empathy for veterans in general. So that's all good news. We are going to be presenting at the Friskies conference in July. Is any Frisky members here? Okay, they do that. That's an annual event, and over half of our Purple Star liaisons that are in our schools are Friskies. So we thought what we would do is go to the conference, and we're going to have a session, since a lot of those Frisky liaisons are going to be there. Have a session just for those Frisky liaisons. To increase the networking and to increase engagement, because one of the things they told us on the survey is, and it's no mystery, right, is like, hey, we would like to get in the same room. We've been working on that, and we're going to do that in 2025. We don't have the funding to do it this year, but so coming up next year, and that's what that future statewide Purple Star Liaison Conference is, we hope to get as many, not just the Frisky Purple Star liaisons, but everybody under one roof, to allow them to network and share their successes and challenges. So that's on the horizon. Application deadline, so we have two cohorts. We have the spring, which we just did, and then the fall cohort. The applications will be due on September 15th. And we tried to make this as painless as possible, because we know these folks are busy. So it's maybe like a 2-page application, and a lot of it's just checking the boxes. There are some questions that you have to answer. So next deadline is September 15th, and then you can apply online at our website at www.kypurplestar.org. We will have, we're doing a extreme makeover, I guess, of our website, and the new website. I mean, the old one is still there, but the new one is going to launch this August, and we're really proud about what that's going to look like, because again, we got the feedback from our end users in the survey, like, what would you like to see? What is not useful on the site? What would be more useful? So we're incorporating those suggestions in, and that will be up and running in August. That's all I have. There is Sarah Flowers, my co-project director, and that's me. That's our emails. If you have any questions, of course you can ask them now, but if you want some follow-up, just contact us there. And that's our Facebook page. Yes?
Do you all work with faith-based?
Not specifically, because, I mean, faith churches are involved community-wise, but I wouldn't know what like, because there's no central kind of faith-based kind of, yes?
Could it be part of the advocates?
Right.
That's true. Yeah, and I didn't mention this, but we're also trying to encourage organizations and actually private companies to support our Purple Star schools, and they can do that by becoming advocates. So if there was a church that wanted to support the school,
what if there's a school, if there's no Purple Star program in your county? And then this is something that this church believes that needs to be happening. how?
That would qualify them for an advocates award if they wanted to, yeah. The problem is just trying to connect with the churches on the ground. That's hard. Now, our regional prevention center staff who are on the ground probably are working not only with the schools and other community partners, but most likely churches as well. So, I mean, on the state level, we don't do anything specific, but I'm sure there's stuff going on the community level like that.
Now, that you said about the September
Uh-huh.
deadline, that is for,
So, yeah, so the way this works then, the school turns in, if they want to join the network, they undertake to do some basic things, like they have to designate a school staff to serve as that liaison. That school staff has to take our online training, and then the school has to agree to host at least one, most schools do more, one military recognition event. It could be something they do for Veterans Day to honor veterans. They could have a breakfast with military families. There's a variety of stuff they can do. And then they have to post on their school website some resources for military families. And those resources could be, hopefully, would be local first, and then state, and then federal. So once they agree to do that, they put all that in the application. The application gets reviewed by our review committee, which is a subcommittee of our advisory board. And provided they've done their homework and fill out the application right, then they join the network. So, okay, I need to get my thingy on here.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.